We've entered September. There's only a couple weeks left until the MLB postseason. So today I'm going to be giving you my MLB postseason predictions as of right now. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get into the video. All right, so I got our bracket set up here. We got the World Series predictions in September. We got the NL we'll start with. We also have the AL on the other page. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the wild card games, you got the 3 versus the 6 matchup, which is Brewers hosting the Mets. Then you have the 4-5, which the Diamondbacks are a half game up right now on the Padres. So that's the 4-5. We can start up at the top. Dodgers in the 2 seed, Phillies in the 1 seed. Really difficult one between the Brewers and the Mets because Mets have some weird magic. We know all about that. Jesse Winker's come there. Looks like he's found a home. Maybe they should extend him. Francisco Lindor, not the MVP, but really close to it, playing at that level. The Brewers have dudes, and they got a guy in Rhys Hoskins who we know has got the playoff experience, and he's been a dog in the playoffs. Feels like the Brewers probably have the starting pitching edge. But they're a better team. They should beat the Mets. I'm not saying that it will happen, but you think about the rotation, how they're built to do it. Then again, anything can happen. Diamondbacks did it to them last year, but I'll take the Brewers in that one. Heading to the 4 and the 5, Padres at Diamondbacks. To me, it's just whoever hosts the series. While the Padres actually have not played as well at home this year, it's just the crowd's different. The atmosphere is different. Whoever's home is going to win this series because they're so close. So I have to go with the Diamondbacks, which is scary because we'll stay here at the bottom of the screen. The Diamondbacks are just the perfect team for beating the Phillies. They just are. We know what happened in the NLCS last year. The bats went cold for the Phillies. It's as simple as that. Bats went cold. The Phillies had a commanding lead in this series. They have all the dudes to do it in the playoffs. It would be so close. It would be so close. I think I'm going to go with the Phillies, though, to get their revenge in this one. If it's the DS, it's probably going to a full 5. The Phillies are a better team. Let's get that out of the way. The Phillies are a better team. But it's just the Diamondbacks are built to beat them. Diamondbacks rotation's not as strong this year either. You have to think about that. Dodgers, Brewers. It's actually Dodgers hosting the Brewers, but it has to be the Dodgers this year, man. It's their year, which we'll see if we get to there. Top of the lineup, it's Mookie, it's Freddie, it's Shohei. Will Smith having a down year, still a pretty good offensive catcher. Injuries are a real concern. They'll figure out the rotation, but you really got to find something because guys are getting hurt left and right. Gavin Stone now is out for a little bit. As long as they can find the pitching rotation for their playoff run, they'll be just fine. It gives us an NLCS of really the 2 best teams in the National League. I know it's pretty chalk. Dodgers, Phillies. It's going to come down to if the back end of the Phillies bullpen can lock down the top of the order. And I trust the Phillies bullpen with my life. It's the best I've ever been around as a Phillies fan. I don't know, man. It feels like, I know the Dodgers are chokers. It just feels like it has to be their year this year. I'll take the Dodgers to go to the World Series in this one. Yamamoto is back. That's a pretty big piece of their rotation if he's healthy. Feels like it's going to go along those lines. Okay, let's flip over here to the American League. Yankees are the 1. The Guardians are here at the 2. You've got Astros in the 3, and then it's 4, 5, and 6. Baltimore, Kansas City, and Minnesota. Kansas City jumped Minnesota with their sweep last week. We'll start up at the top. It's a rematch of the DS last year, the Twins and the Astros. This one isn't really a question. I don't think the Twins are very good, and the Astros season starts in the ALCS. Nothing about the Twins roster really excites me, especially when their dudes are not playing well. Like Royce Lewis is slumping right now, but he doesn't do that apparently. The Astros have just gotten better and better and better as the year has gone along, and they've got a legitimate choice to make if they're even going to have Verlander in the playoff rotation, because they've got dudes. They just moved Ronel Blanco, who's top 10 in ERA in the American League, to the bullpen because they don't need him. And Kyle Tucker's not back yet. Houston's scary, man. They're just going to keep getting better too. Baltimore, Kansas City. One of these teams is going to see their season come to an end. Weird that I want to pick the Royals. I know they don't have Vinny. They don't have. They probably, I should say, won't have their big RBI guy. I have to take what's probably the better team, the Orioles. It'll make for an exciting ALDS matchup too. We'll stay down here at the bottom. Orioles, Yankees. I don't know what it is. Something is telling me that this is a Dirty Birds win. They just kind of have the feel to them that they beat the teams that are better than them or are supposed to win. They kind of have a villainous feel to them, like they're a bunch of little kids who just want to beat up on the grown-ups. It's kind of what's going on. They might be a better team than the Yankees. They find themselves 2 games out. They still could win the division, but they're having a phenomenal season despite some players actually not playing it to their best potential. Mullins really has not been as great as other years. Really, since May, he's been good, but Adley Rutschman's having a pretty down year, especially from the left side against right-handed pitching. I'm pretty sure like he's just not even close to the player he ever has been. They've got a legitimate issue. They need to find a second starter. Like, that's an issue. But the offense can carry them to a win, especially if they get to the starters, because the bullpen for the Yankees is a real concern. We'll go up to the Guardians and the Astros. It just feels chalk. Like, it has to be the Astros every year. They're just, one, the better team. Two, I'm again also concerned about the Guardians rotation. I've been saying this all year. The rotation is not sustainable. Tanner Bybee is going to be getting like a game 1 start for you, which he's good. He's not game 1 start for you good. Astros are just way deeper. Astros should win pretty handily, if I'm being honest. That's a good matchup for them. Birds and Astros. This one's a toss-up. These teams are really, really close. It feels like they play to each other's weaknesses, too. The Astros in the playoffs have been known to get to the starting pitching. And that's kind of what they have to do for the Orioles because they don't have a lot of depth at that position. Similarly, the Orioles have to kind of hit their way, slug their way to a win because they don't have that depth, as we just talked about. It's a toss-up. I like where the season's going for the Orioles. The Astros have just been getting better, as I said. I don't know. I'll go with the Orioles just because, I mean, part of me wants it to happen, but I don't know. They're probably a better baseball team. And if Jackson Holliday can find something in the playoffs and they have another guy who's just going to do it for them. So that gives us a World Series of the Orioles and the Dodgers. Maybe not a very popular combination I saw at the beginning of the year, if I'm being honest. Who's winning the World Series? I gotta give it to the Dodgers. I think this is their year. It's weird. Shohei's not even pitching yet. It feels like the year that they get it done, though. They've got depth at every position. It's starting to click now. If they can find another starter who can be a solidified lockdown in that rotation for the playoffs, because you really only need 2. We know the formula. Hit and get 2 starters. Then this team's going to be just fine. They might walk to the World Series. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Enjoy the baseball. God bless. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.